Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
The big night is finally here. A lot of you will be hitting the sidewalk soon, going trick-or-treating. So let's check in with Hutch right away in your no-wait weather for a look at our Halloween night. There's nothing spooky in that forecast, is there, Hutch?
No, but there's a couple things that are on the questionable side of scary because temperatures actually felt halfway decent out there with a little sunshine today. Peak temperatures making it into the 40s here in the Southern Valley as forecast, mid-30s and upper 30s elsewhere. We have a little bit of a breeze. So trick-or-treat time forecast as we get to and beyond sunset. Air temperatures are going to be in the 30s with wind chills in the 20s out there. So it'll be a chilly evening out there. Breezy from the southwest. Those winds will switch direction, become northwesterly as we get later into the evening. And they could gust over around 20 miles per hour. That could chill you to the bone. So, well, you might want to make sure those trick-or-treaters have plenty of gear on. Temperatures right now, 39 Fargo and Fergus Falls, 38 Grand Forks, mid-30s in Bemidji, Jamestown at 39 degrees. We do have wind chills that are already in the 20s, and that's where most of us will be as we're heading out to do our trick-or-treating tonight. Now, a few flurries will show up on the radar tonight. We'll show you where the best chance of that activity will be, and we'll look ahead to the 1st of November. Believe it or not, we're turning the calendar page here. Melanie, in a few minutes, I'll have your hour-by-hour forecast for the first day of the new month.
Okay, so definitely do not forget those layers tonight.
Definitely not. It's going to be cool, and gloves might come in handy as well.
Okay, Hutch, thank you. A man is expected to be okay after deputies say he got his foot stuck in a combine's auger earlier this morning. It all happened in rural Buffalo, North Dakota, just after 11. Deputies say the man was awake and alert when taken to the hospital by AirMed. Law enforcement is investigating how the accident happened, but Sheriff Jesse Johnner says while those working in the field may need to get their crops out quickly, they still need to use caution.
The harvest has been delayed a little bit, and people might be more in a hurry to get their crops off. We just want to make sure that people are paying attention to everything they're doing and slowing down when they're doing those activities.
The extent of injuries are still unknown at this time. Deputies say they are not sure how the person got their foot stuck in the first place. A man is now behind bars accused of setting a house on fire that killed several animals in Fargo. Court documents say 26-year-old Tate Neerling is facing a charge of endangering by fire, which is a felony. Police took Neerling into custody early this morning when they were responding to a burglary call in the Fargo Industrial Park. Neerling is now also facing a burglary charge and a felony drug possession charge. A 24-year-old was also arrested in that same burglary case. That fire started Tuesday night. Court documents say the house belonged to Neerling's mother. Fire crews battled the flame for hours. No one was hurt other than the animals. Police in Carrington want to warn you about a high-risk sex offender moving to the area. 29-year-old Chris Peters will be living at 197 18th Avenue North in Carrington. He was convicted of having child porn in 2017 and for sexually assaulting a 5-year-old girl in 2002. He is a lifetime registrant. High-risk offenders are considered the most likely to commit another disturbing crime. Officials have released more information on the oil pipeline leak in northeastern North Dakota. Authorities are now saying more than 9,000 barrels of oil have already spilled out. The state environmental quality chief says regulators were notified late Tuesday night of the leak near Edinburgh in Walsh County. The pipeline is shut down, and officials are looking into the cause now. Some wetlands appear to be affected, but state officials say no sources of drinking water seem to be impacted. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has declared an emergency for farmers in western Minnesota. We've been telling you the floodwaters are making a very difficult harvest season for farmers. This action comes one day after the governor met with farmers and agriculture leaders in East Grand Forks to discuss the weather-related crisis facing farms in the region. For the fourth time in our nation's history, Congress will begin impeachment hearings against a sitting U.S. president. Representatives Colin Peterson of Minnesota and Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey were the only two Democrats to vote against the resolution. Officials say today's action sets the stage for public hearings and an escalating public battle. NBC's Craig Boswell is live on Capitol Hill with the latest.
A divisive but historic day on Capitol Hill.
On this vote, the yeas are 232, the nays are 196.
The House today voted to take the impeachment inquiry of President Trump public after weeks of depositions behind closed doors.
For just the fourth time in our nation's history, Congress is now investigating whether to impeach a president of the United States.
2 Democrats broke ranks, joining all of the House Republicans in voting against the resolution.
Democrats are trying to impeach the president because they are scared they cannot defeat him at the ballot box.
Formalizing the process establishes ground rules for open hearings and how witnesses will be treated at the discretion of House Intelligence Committee Chair Adam Schiff.
Both parties will have an equal opportunity to question any witnesses that are called.
But if the chair says they don't like the witnesses don't come forward.
President Trump reacting to the vote on a British radio show.
I didn't have one negative Republican vote, which is a very unusual thing.
The investigation is focused on the president's July 25th call with the Ukrainian president and questions of whether Mr. Trump abused his power to pressure Ukraine to investigate political rivals. Tim Morrison today becomes the second official on that phone call to testify, appearing against the president's wishes and a day after stepping down from his White House post. Democratic investigators also want to question former National Security Advisor John Bolton, who reportedly clashed with Trump insiders on Ukraine.
Bolton's attorney says he will not appear without a subpoena. And be sure to wake up early on Sunday and catch Full Court Press with Greta Van Susteren. This week, the show features an interview with House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. You can expect Greta will be discussing the impeachment investigation.
For a quid pro quo, one party would have to do something for the other party's action. None of that had taken place. And the only reason I'm bringing this up, because Adam Schiff lied to the American public and said that was the case.
Full Court Press airs at 6:30 Sunday morning on KBLY. Halloween is a holiday for kids. They get to use their imagination and dress up in costumes, and then they get to stay up late and eat candy. But not all children have the same opportunity to participate in the tradition, like those who are recovering or getting treatment at the hospital. But Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall found out for kids who can't be home for the holiday, Sanford staff will bring the Halloween spirit to them.
Halloween is a family tradition, but for Felicia Graywater and her children, this year is different.
Every year we love going out as a family. This is our first year where we're not able to go out as a family.
Her 3-year-old son Carlisle is recovering at Sanford Children's Hospital after going through an emergency surgery.
He had to be air flown here from Devils Lake. He had to have his appendix removed.
And so it almost seemed that this year, the Graywaters tradition would be broken.
But hospital staff have a few tricks and treats up their sleeves. They're going door to door, handing out the holiday spirit.
These kids have been looking forward to Halloween all year long, just as like my daughter has been, and just being in the hospital kind of isn't the idea that they had for their Halloween. And so just being able to bring some sort of normalcy to their environment, to their day, is our main goal, is to still have them be able to celebrate Halloween.
All right, what do we got? Awesome.
Staff say it also helps relieve the stress for some of the hospital's littlest patients and their families.
Ava, she's 182 days today old. She was born May 2nd at 23 weeks and 2 days, weighing just 1 pound. So we're on day 182 in the NICU stay. And so Hattie came up here today. My husband went back to visit her sister, and so we're hanging out here and get to partake. The experience of giving and going through, challenging times as a family medically with these kids, I think it just shows them that people are there to support them.
And the program is so successful, some of the kids don't even miss going door to door.
They've already got a lot of stuff in their bags, so I think it's a really good experience for the kids that are in here and for the family that's with them.
In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Sanford's backwards trick-or-treating program is entirely run and funded by employees. But if you're looking for a way to contribute, the healthcare provider says donations are always welcome. And another reminder to join us this Saturday for the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show Coverage begins at 4 with kickoff to follow at 5 between the Bison and the Penguins. You can watch the game on ESPN+.